Hello YouTube, Ken Hale here with another Black Desert Online video for you, and today we're going to be talking about the Mystic Succession, which is the last Succession overview that I'm going to do here with you guys, or for you guys. And forgive me if I sound a little bit on the salty side. I spent most of my weekend and 4 billion silver trying to enhance my boss armor to 10, and I'm on my last piece now, just my boots remaining, and it's been a it's been a less than amazing experience, by the way. I don't recommend enhancing 4 pieces of gear at the same time, because it's going to take a long time, and you're going to see your bank account, your in-game bank account, getting lower and lower and lower, and you're going to wish that you hadn't started this process. But yeah, without further whining, let's get into this Mystic Succession here. Alright, so looking at the skills here, let's start with the passives, which are the easiest ones to get out of the way. Nothing special going on here with the Mystic passives and the skills. Her Shift E skill heals her for 500 HP, and then you get a full bar of the little balls there. I don't know what they're called in English, but you know, the balls that she generates to make her, to get her buff and stuff like that. And then you got 5 different buffs for 30 seconds. You have attack power AP plus 20, DP plus 20, you have attack speed plus 30%, and then you have accuracy 15% and dodge 15%, and those last 30 seconds. And then you go to the first passive here, and that gives her 2% attack speed and movement speed, so you're going to get that at all times. It's not a castable thing or anything like that. You're just going to always have it as a passive. Then moving on to these passives here, you got 5 levels of plus 1 attack power, so you get plus 1 AP, plus 1 AP, plus 1 AP, plus 1 AP, and plus 1 AP. So you're going to get a total of 5 AP here if you level these up all the way. I had them all leveled up while I was farming, but then I unlearned them so that I can level this skill up here for this, so I can show you what it looks like in Succession. So some of these skills change a little bit when you get them into Succession mode. So I wanted to have it on here so that we can see what it looks like and how it works. Now that I learned it though, and I use them at the guys here and at the battle arena thing, I kind of regret not using it while farming. It seemed like it might be an okay skill, and we'll talk about all these here. Alright, so let's look at the skills here, starting with Hidden Claw. And this skill here is your back and right click, and it's a 4-second cooldown. You got a max level here 3 times, 632 damage, and it does more 632 damage here as you continue to punch things. You can see that she has a 3-part hit there. The first punch, then a series of punches, and then the final punch. First one will do 632% times 3, then the flurry of punches will do 4 times, and then the last one hit will do 3 times 632. You got 100% crit chance. Only one is off cooldown, and is got a 6% accuracy, and it does regen some WP here, 30 per hit, and for 10 seconds will reduce the target's DP by 20. All right, but all these are only one of the 2 skills off cooldown. You can spam the skill if you want. Don't know where you would, because it pulls you back. You know, she jumps back a bit, and you'll see a lot of these skills have that theme in common, which makes moving around and staying on target with the Mystic a little bit of a challenge. All right, so let's see what this skill looks like. Is your back and right and left click. You can see there's a jump and all that. So one more time here, you can measure the distance. You have to be pretty close to be able to actually hit. It's just she jumps back, but if you're not already near the enemy, by the time you jump back, you're gonna miss a bunch of hits. Like if even from here, let's see how many hits I miss. There you go. This is not very far from the enemy, and I missed most of the hits. So keep that in mind. You're gonna have to be right on the enemy's face so that you can take advantage of this. Alright, so that's it for Hidden Claw. That's it for Hidden Claw here. Let's move on to the next skill. And the next skill here is Fist Fury, and this is your back and right click. 5-second cooldown, 3 times, 1,106% on the first hits, and then the last hit gets 5 times, 1,106%. Like I said before, I wasn't using this skill during my farming for SP and XP to get to level 60 here, and I kind of regret it. I should have tried to use a little bit more. It's another skill she jumps back a little bit, and it's another skill where you have to hold back to activate. So I kind of started to avoid those and stay mostly with her kicks and jumps and things like that. So that's why I didn't have this, but now if you can get it to work, it might be alright. You got 10% accuracy, and you get heal for 50 HP per hit, and then you got a frontal guard, and then you get a float, a knockdown, and an air smash, and a down attack, and also an air attack. So lots of effects there, but PvP damage is reduced. The first skill also had a iframe while you're moving back. But nothing after that. And this one has a frontal guard. Also, only the movement back. So after you jump back, you're on your own. You're free to be CC'd and and all those beautiful things that can happen to you while you're unprotected. All right, so let's see what this skill looks like here. This is your back and right click. There's a little bit of a jump back, just like Hidden Claw did, but it's not as far, and I think it's easier to hit enemies. And you got the big hit at the end there, pounding the ground. Let's see from here. Well, you're hitting quite a few of those hits as opposed to the other one as opposed to Fist Fury where you didn't. Seems like she doesn't start the skill right away if you. Yeah, so if you have to kind of combo the skill with another skill, she doesn't start right away. So if I just go, oh, I guess it does. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. It doesn't have much of a range either, so you kind of have to be a bit close here to the enemy. So, like I said, a problem with the Mystic is that a lot of her skills are going to have that jump back, and a lot of the skills are also going to have the down, the S. So you're going to have to use that S to move, and that creates a problem that I found where quite often I ended up dashing back instead of, if I'm fighting something, I do it back. Sometimes I will dash back, because I tend to hold shift all the time. So if you do this, so if you're trying to do a skill and you forget to let go of shift, or if you're using a skill that uses shift, and you just keep holding shift, you're gonna end up dashing back like this. Especially now, where they added a dash back, the dashes no longer cost the little balls here. You can dash freely without worrying about your balls. It's gonna be even more of a problem, perhaps, with all those skills that use the S key to activate. Keep your hands off the shift. So moving on to the next skill, and this one is Thunder Pound. And is your shift and right click, and it's on a 3-second cooldown, 904% times 9, and then the last hit is 720 times 5. He has plus 13% accuracy and a forward guard for the whole duration, and he also has a stun, a knockdown, and a down smash, and then a down attack, and you apparently can use it from your horse. All right. So as you can see, I have this skill maxed out. I use this skill quite a bit here while leveling up because it has a bit of a jump forward here. Let's see what it looks like. A little bit of a charge, not much of mobility. There you go, just enough to catch groups that are a little bit far away, but you can jump right in and punch them in the face. It works well with this dash. So if you dash forward and do this, now it covers quite a bit of a distance. So it's a good engage. Now moving on to the other side of the skills here, we're going to go into Tornado Kick. I believe this is called, and this is your F skill. It's on a 5-second cooldown. He has 888% times 6 damage, 30% crit. He has a 13% accuracy rate. It covers some WP, 20 per hit. It has a super armor during the whole animation, and it's a knockdown only in PvE and only on his off cooldown. All these things I just mentioned only work when his skill's off cooldown. And then it has an air attack, and it has a down smash and air smash. This is what Tornado Kick looks like. You gotta kind of use after something as a float. Just one big hit in the face. As you can see, the animation shows as well in here. Alright, so it's good as a filler between skills here. So you can pretty much use anything you want. You can use this, and do one of these, and then one of these, and it's a kick in the face. Everybody loves a big kick in the face. And now you go into the next one here, which is Sweeping Kick. And this is back in F. It's on a 5-second cooldown. 930% damage times 4 on the first hit. 930% times 5 on the second hit. It has a 10% accuracy and knockdown, down attack, and a down smash. And this is this thing right here. Back in F. So if you want to do this and then this. And this one looks down, just back in F, you do 1 hit and 2 hits. And the next skill is Soul Basher. And this is also an F skill, just like a Tornado Kick. But this one you have to use from the beginning. Just smacks people in the face with a succession of quick kicks and a big kick at the end. So here, there you go. And if you hold F, after that you go and do Tornado Kick. Okay, so let's see one more time. Boom, 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 and then tornado kick, and then you can hold back and F to do the attack. So that is that. Let's look at the stats here for Soul Basher. So we got 3-second cooldown, and it's 655% times 3 on the first hit, and then on the Fury of Kicks, you got 6 times 655%, and then on the last hit, the big hit is another 6 times 655%. It has a 50% crit chance against monsters only, PvE only, so for some reason, and then a 4% accuracy, and it's got 10 seconds of movement speed reduction for 15% on the target, and he's got super armor, and is also a down attack, an air attack, an air smash, and a down smash. So that's the first part of the skills here. Moving on to the next skill, and the next skill is Roaring Tiger, and this is your left click and right click. It's on a 7-second cooldown, 6 times 1610%, and is if you use it with the, I believe this is what it means. If you have a balls stored, you get 7 times 1803%, and it's got an 8% accuracy. It heals you for 300 HP. It's a knockdown, air smash, down smash, and a down attack. All right, so this is what it looks like here. You just left click and right click. As you can see, it uses up your balls. Right, and you get the heal. You can also use it without your balls. It's just gonna give you less damage. You know, if you use it without any balls, you're gonna get 6 times 1610%, and if you have your balls stored, you're gonna get 7 times 1803% for this attack. It's got a good heal. So between this one and your, if you know, in a pinch, if you use a shift E buff and this here, you get 800 HP back, and you can also use this here, this one here. I forgot it's called already, but this back and right click here, you can use Fist Fury, there you go, to heal 50 HP on hit. Moving on to the next skill, and this skill is Rage Hammer. Is your shift and Q, same as the Striker, 8-second cooldown, 1468% times 6, or unless you have your balls, and then it's 7 times 1644%, and you got 15% accuracy, super armor, and it is a bound and a down attack. The bad thing about Rage Hammer on the Mystic is that for some reason they did not give her the chance or the ability to use it while you're dashing forward to get a little more mobility. The Striker, if you dash like this and then use your shift Q, he jumps forward and smashes the ground. But the Mystic does not seem to have that ability. It just stops and then smashes the ground. But this is what it looks like. It's just the same as the Striker, except with less mobility. We'll do it one more time here. There you go. The effects look nice. I don't know if the non-succession skill is the same, but the effects look nice, and the damage is not terrible. And the next skill is a somersault, which is your back and Q. Got an 8-second cooldown, 1324% times 5 damage, 11% accuracy. It recovers some WP, 38 WP per hit. It is also a float and an air attack. Let me show you what it looks like here. It's just the same as a pre-succession, I believe. Maybe different colors here, but that's what it is. And of course, now you're far away from the target, so you couldn't. Now that prevents this skill from, if you're on the face and you go like this, it's gonna make any of your other back skills useless. So they cannot combo this skill here with any of your 2 back and attack skills. So that's a problem, and also another opportunity for you to end up dashing back instead of attacking the enemy if you have your shift held for some reason. All right, so that's it for somersault. We talked about the stats and we showed you the animation. Now moving on to the next skill, and this one is scissor kick. This one is actually pretty good. I use this a lot while leveling up. I just wish you could use it off cooldown, because it gives you a little bit of mobility while you're lunging forward and kicking people in the face. And the first attack gives 701% times 6. The second attack gives you 701% times 4. It's got 50% crit chance and an 8% accuracy, and recovers some WP, 20 per hit. And the first hit is a float, and the second hit is a knockback. And it also has a air attack here. Let me show you what this skill looks like. Covers a pretty good amount of ground here, and of course you can chain those with other kicks and things like that. I usually do something like this. So all right, so forward and F, and then back and F, and then finish with the F. This, and then this. Pretty kicky combo. If you like kicks, that's a pretty good combo for you. But it might be a good ability to use after your somersault, right? Because you're gonna you get back a little bit, and then you can jump back in like this, and then you can use maybe your back and left click and your back and right click skills. And moving on to the final skills, the skills that you get from your awakening tree. And the first one is C, burial. And you got this is your forward and C, and a 7-second cooldown, 770%, I believe. Yeah, 770% times 7 damage. It is, if you use your balls, it's going to consume them, and will give you 1045% times 9. And then it's got 50% crit chance. It has a 12% accuracy, and it's got super armor and a bound, a down attack, and yeah, let me show you what this looks like. So forward and C, or you can also use as a forward and right click. You can choose. This is what it looks like, and you can see here I had 3 balls here on my gauge, and now they are gone. You can also use it without balls, like this, but no, if you do have them, you will use them, and you will do more damage. So if you don't want to use them, make sure you pop them with your space bar, as always, and that will take care of that. But pretty good skill, also help mobility. So between this one here, your forward and F, and your forward and C, those are my main ways of getting around, again, because I could not use this with impunity like I can now. The only penalty is waiting 4 seconds for the cooldown. Before, if you had no balls left, you had no dashes. So well, we only had 1 dash, but now you have 3. And the last skill here for the Mystic, I didn't have a chance to use because you got a level 60, and I could not wait to finish to stop grinding her for reasons I'll tell you in a minute here. After we look at all the skills, this is kind of skill that's kind of strange because it's you get stuck in place channeling and doing damage, and it only has forward guard for some reason. You're pretty vulnerable. I don't know why they would make you stand still for that long without giving protection, but I guess other classes have the same problem as well. Like the Guardian also has similar problems. But let's look at the stats here. So this also you have the option to consume your balls. So without balls, you get 968% times 7, and with the balls, you get 1308% times 9, and then you got 100% crit. You have 8% accuracy, and for 10 seconds, your target will lose 30% of their attack speed, casting speed, and movement speed. So a pretty good debuff here. Pretty pretty useful probably for PvP, where you probably would not want to channel this thing throughout. Probably just hit it once, and then for the debuffs, and then stop channeling it. If possible, we'll test it out, see if it's possible now, because like I said, I haven't had a chance to play with this skill too much because I got it right at level 60 and I stopped grinding immediately. And then the skill also has a stun and a down attack. All right, so let's see what it looks like here. This is your back and C, and it looks like this. As you can see, there's a long animation there, a long time to be stuck in one place with only frontal guard. People can easily go around you or go through you with some skills and end up on the other side and destroy you. All right, so let's see if you can stop, how early you can stop this animation here. Let's see how quick you can stop. This is as fast as it goes, and then you got the debuff over here, as you can see, and then you can go and do other things. But yeah, I don't know if there's some kind of better utility of this skill. Maybe after you knock them down, you can apply something like maybe like this, but then you're far back and it is not hitting him, as you can see. It has a pretty short range too. It doesn't look like he gets stunned until the very end, the very last hit. Let's do some more time here. Let's see, this guy here responds better. Yeah, no, he's free to move. It's really only the last hit that has a stun, so I would not invest any point or time into this skill unless you know a secret that I don't. And if you do, by all means, do post in the comments below. So that's all the skills for the Mystic succession tree here. So let's see. So what do I think? What's my opinion on the Mystic then after we've gone through all of this? I gotta say, it needs some help. It needs some love. As I said, a lot of the skills send you flying back, which gets you away out of range, out of punching range, and then you gotta waste over your mobility skills just to close the target again. Or if you're able to one-shot the mobs, you're gonna need to, you're gonna be farther away from the first pack, from the next pack than would have been otherwise, and that's pretty annoying. And like I said, if you happen to be holding shift when you do any of your S skills, you're going to be sent dashing back, and then you're going to be even farther away from your target than you wanted. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part for me, and I'm sure this is a bug that will be fixed, it might even be fixed already by the time you watch this video, but there is something off with the durability of the weapons on the succession tree. For some reason, I run out of durability within half an hour of grinding anywhere. I tried Polyforest and I tried Fado's Habitat. I guess that's not everywhere. That's the only two places I tried. But at least in those two spots, within half an hour, I was going from 100% to 0 durability. And so I had to end up having to use 2 different weapons. And also my offhand was getting completely destroyed by about the 45-minute mark. So I'm sure this is a bug that will be fixed, and I don't imagine the devs want this to work that way. So hopefully they'll fix it soon, so that at least there'll be one less problem with the succession skills. And other than that, I'm not sure how they would fix the tree unless they were willing to choose different skills, or maybe remove the jumping back animation, since some of the succession skills do have different animations from the main tree skills, right? So that'll be a good start. Other than that, I feel like it's just the skill doesn't feel good, doesn't flow well. But unfortunately, there's nothing good I can say about the class, and I really could not get myself to even try anything special with the class. I just couldn't be bothered. It was very hard to stay focused on the grinding and try different things, fun things or useful things during grinding, because as soon as I started to get into the class, I had to find a way to repair my weapon. I hope you have a better experience if you're looking forward to the succession skills. It should be out already in your region at this point. But let me know what you think of the Mystic succession tree, if you are enjoying it, and what kind of, if you're not enjoying, what kind of changes you would like to see the tree to make it better or at least playable, because in my opinion it is unplayable at this point. Right, but that's gonna be it for me for now. Stay tuned for the Wednesday patch notes here in Korea, and stay tuned for the Odalita video that should be coming out at some point once I get done with that terrible armor enhancing the session that's not been going so well. I got through the pieces to tat over the weekend, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining too much, but I still got my boots to go. But yeah, Odalita and also my Valkyrie succession guide that'll be coming out. I'm getting more and more familiar with the class, and I'm almost at the point that I feel comfortable putting out a guide for you guys. So if you're looking forward, so if you're wondering about Valkyrie succession, if you are like me who loved the original Valkyrie kit but then hated the Awakening, the big spear, the big lance, and you're thinking about coming back, stay tuned for the guides, and maybe that will help you make up your mind. All right, but other than that, I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.